Hello YouTube, this is Hunting Guy 532, and I was approached by somebody the other day and asked me a question. The person was a non-hunter, non-shooter, but wanted to know how to get a gun in Canada legally, obviously, and so I explained some stuff to him, and I'm sure there might be a couple other people out there with the same kind of question. In order to get a firearm in Canada, you need to get a firearms license. Both minors and adults can get it. A minor getting a license can be any person as young as 13 and as old as 17, and an adult is classified as 18 plus. Um, so, and you have to do a 5-day course, I believe it is. It says in this manual that they give you that you get shortly before the course. It's called the Canadian Firearm Safety Course. And then right there, aiming for safety, all that kind of thing. Student handbook. Now, this book costs $40 on its own, but if you buy the course, they give it to you for free. Same with the hunter education course. The book, it costs up around $40, but when you get the course in, they give you the manual for free, and it's yours to keep for life. So, however, if let's say a few years down the road or something, somebody else wants to borrow this book, to go do their Canadian Firearm Safety course. I'd recommend getting a fresh one from them, just because things could have changed and all that sort of thing. You don't want to study old information. So for minors, you have to go for the whole thing. I believe it is 5 days. I think that's what I had to do. You have to go for the whole 5 days, and you cannot miss a single class. If you're a minor and miss one class, you're cut from the program. You have to go out and redo it. If you're an adult, which is 18 plus, you can show up for whatever classes you wish to, or you can just challenge the course. And challenging the course means you just show up, you take the test, you take your written and your practical test. Now, the written test is just a bunch of questions, multiple choice. They're all multiple choice. You just bubble in the letters. And the practical test is the actual handling of firearms. What do you do on a range, the range line, all that basic stuff. And then the written test, and you have to score. Your minimal score can be an 80. That's what you need to pass, is an 80. That's the minimum, and if you get anything under an 80, you automatically fail and have to redo the course at your own expense. And it's not the cheapest course in the world, but it's not the most expensive either, but not something I want to consistently spend quite a bit of money on. So here's the handbook. I read the whole thing myself when I first started going for my firearms safety course. Let's see now. Okay, it's got a bunch of different sections in it. It's long. Don't kid yourself. It's long. I like the paper though. It's like newspaper. It's got the whole introduction of firearms. That's section 1. Section 2, basic firearms safety, which most young shooters learn when there's ammunition. Operating firearms actions. Number 4, it shows you different firearm types, all that kind of thing. Section 5, safe handling and carrying of non-restricted firearms. Section 6, firing techniques and procedures for non-restricted firearms. This is the non-restricted course, I might add. You have to be 18 to take your restricted course, and that's for your handguns, your tactical rifles, all that kind of thing. Section 7, carrier of non-restricted firearms. 8, social responsibility of the firearm owner/user. That's a big one. That's more of a legal one. That is a big section you really have to pay attention to, because you fail a couple questions on that and you're done. Number 9, safe storage, display, transportation, handling of non-restricted firearms. Personally, I don't believe in safe storage laws, but I have to comply with them anyway. Liberal mindset, the liberal government for you. And then there's the glossary, the glossary, all that kind of thing. It goes through different licenses: possession license, acquisition license, possession license for minors, temporary licenses, acquisition license for a crossbow, all that kind of thing. I've never once seen a person need a permit to buy a bow or a crossbow, and I used to be an archer. I used to be quite the avid archer when I was younger, but I kind of got out of it. I don't know why. I just didn't keep with it, I guess. So in order to buy a firearm, you need your PAL, which stands for Position Acquisition License, and that's right there in the book, P. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got the P. It's too bright in here, but it's got the P, possession, acquisition. It stands for the AL license. In short, it's called PAL. At the moment, I have my PL, which is possession license, minor's possession license. I am under the age of 18. Um, so I do have my possession license. What that allows me to do is possess non-restricted long arms, which are non-restricted firearms, which are rifles and shotguns, and I'm allowed to purchase ammunition, but not firearms. I can go to a store and buy ammunition. Now, here's the catch. Um, Minors can buy ammunition, but if the store has their own age limit in buying ammunition, you cannot buy the ammunition from them. Canadian Tire, for example, has the age limit of 18. You have to be a minimum of 18 to buy ammo from them. But if you go to, like I do, I go to the gun show every summer. Whenever I need ammo there, I just grab whatever I want. I put it in front of who's selling it, and I just show them my possession license, and then they just sell me the ammo because that's illegal. That's legal. Sorry. They're allowed to do that, but Canadian Tire doesn't want to be liable and all that. A lot of big corporations will do that. So, um, public safety registration of firearms, which you guys know is registration of firearms is just trying to take firearms away from good citizens. Um, transferring any firearms, all that kind of thing. Uh, it's a lot of there's a lot of stuff to go over, and at first it does seem a little overwhelming, but it's not too bad. Um, it shows you proper shooting techniques, teaches you about optics, all that kind of thing. Uh, there's a little section about laws and whatnot, and how, yeah, and uh, yeah. There's a little like pie chart here of you see that right there, the little pie chart of all these examples of accidents and all these other things, and they give you lots of examples in this book. Here's an example of I guess an unsafe carrying of a gun or something. A boy was carrying his rifle loaded, cocked, ready to fire. He had the trigger position under his armpit. The rifle fired when he moved his arm. Another hunter was wounded. That's just one of the tons of examples that they have in here. And then after the examples, they have this thing called contributing factors. Right about there. I don't know if you can see it or not. But contributing factors after you go through the safety sections in part one. Unsafe muzzle direction to control carrying a loaded and cocked firearm. They're out hunting. So, it is unfortunate that he would do something that stupid. I've never once put a gun in my armpit that was loaded. Yeah, they got just tons of examples in here. Um, I'll probably do a part two to this. Going through. See if I can do this real quick. Summary of social responsibilities of a firearm user. Here's 11 of them. Store all firearms and ammunition properly. That means complying with safe storage laws, which I don't believe in myself, but I have to comply with them anyway. Explain firearm safety to all family members. I believe in that for sure. Even if it wasn't in here, I would do it anyway. Remove firearms from situations of potential violence. That means if you're pissed off that day or somebody's really mad and knows where your guns are, keep them locked up so they don't go out and murder somebody. That goes in the safe storage, but the way I look at it, if they want them guns, they'll get them, whether they're locked up or not. Whether you got a freaking gun cabinet like the Pentagon or not, they're gonna get that gun. Whether it's out in the open or whether it's locked up. It'll take them a couple minutes longer to get it in your gun cabinet, but they'll still get it. And if they really have the mindset, a thief that brings a couple certain forms of lock picks with them can get through your gun cabinet pretty quickly. Mine myself has the rounded is hollowed out, has the hollowed out key, makes it harder to pick, and it's got two locks on it. It takes about 20 minutes to lock. That's the one my dad bought. So, number 4 is act sensibly and carefully while around firearms. Meaning, don't do anything stupid. Don't be under the influence. Don't go waving them around. All that kind of thing. Number 5 is never consume drugs or alcohol beverages when around firearms. That's just common sense to me. I don't do drugs, and I wouldn't never drink around and start handling guns. It's just stupid. Always get always get permission before shooting on someone else's property. That's a given. That's just respect. Have your eyeglasses checked have your eyesight checked regularly. Going to trips to the eye doctor, all that thing. Maintain your firearm in good working order. No gun owner wants to see the gun go to waste. Number 9, avoid firing near any buildings or roads. Kind of smart. Know and respect firearm regulations and local bylaws. And number 11, always wear safety equipment. That's just some of the stuff that's in here. That's more in the back of the book. You got your legal responsibilities and all this stuff. I'll probably do a part two to this, but